Hey there, stick around. I'm fixing to show you what's in my bear bag. Hey there, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate it. I want to talk about a pretty important topic to me today, and that is food. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the food that I have in my food bag right now that I'm going to take with me on the first 3 to 4 days of my upcoming Appalachian Trail Thru-Hike attempt. I've already got all the food in here I'm fixing to show you. And then after that, I'll also kind of explain what my plans are in terms of resupplying the food that I eat while I proceed up the trail towards Maine. So let's jump right into it. I had a specific bear bag made. So a bear bag is what all your food goes into when you're backpacking. Concept behind it, of course, is that your food bag gets hung up at night, kind of a little bit away from your camp, just in case bears come around in the evening. They're looking for food. They're not looking to eat people. So if your food's away from your camp, the idea is that they would go that way if they're even in the area. So my bear bag, I kind of thought I'd have one made actually. So here's mine. So if you can read that, so our chocolate lab's name is Bear. It's kind of a picture of him that I took in front of our house about two and a half years ago. I just thought the picture turned out cool, so I sent the image to Hilltop Packs. You can read that or not. I sent it to them, and they made me a food bag. So I'm glad to report that Bear will be coming with me along the journey as I hike the Appalachian Trail, just in this format right here. So he's sitting over here right beside me right now, probably wondering why I keep saying his name, but anyway, so this is my bear bag. All of my food is in here, so I'll get going on that. First and foremost is my cook system. I have inside here a 750 milliliter titanium pot with a lid. I know it's kind of hard to see. I didn't want to go through this whole kit. I've done that in another video before, but this is basically my titanium pot. Here's the lid, and inside is my stove. This is a backpacking stove right here, which is just about 2 ounces, so it's super lightweight. I've also got a handkerchief in here, as well as a can of fuel, isobutane, which will run the stove. So basically, I set the stove up on top of the fuel canister, put water inside my pot right here, and I boil water, and that's gonna do a few things for me. Number one, it's gonna allow me to have coffee in the morning, or a breakfast essentials, a carnation mix. It's also going to allow me to rehydrate dehydrated meals that I'll get along trail. That could be anything from a packet of ramen, some Knorr sides, or even a dehydrated meal that you pick up from one of those high dollar outfitters. So that's my cook system. Here's some of the main meals. So I got some Knorr sides right here. There's about 2 different Knorr sides, different noodles and rice. Excuse me. I've got a couple packets of ramen noodles right here. And in the back, I've got a beef stew Mountain House meal. I actually found it on sale for $8, so I went ahead and picked it up. I like the simplicity of these. I like that they're kind of lightweight. I just don't like the cost. Usually what I find is $10 to $14 on these types of meals, and that's just not something I'm going to want to do a lot of. Not because I can't afford it, just more so that I don't want to afford it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and this is where I'm going to start my first 3 to 4 days on trail. I'll couple these with some meat, some protein. So in this package, I have a Spam envelope right there in the front, obviously. I've also got about 3 or 4 different envelopes of tuna and chicken. Different flavors are in here as well. So I will couple some proteins with some of these carbs, some of these noodles and rice meals, and these will be my lunches and dinners for the most part right here for the first 3 to 4 days. Speaking of breakfast, kind of here. I've got 2 or 3 envelopes of instant instant oatmeal in there of a couple different flavors. I've also got some protein bars. You can see that. Protein bars may make a quick breakfast for me when I'm not super hungry. The protein bars have 14 grams of protein, which is pretty good, and 5 grams of sugar in each one. And then I've got some Carnation Essentials in here, which is obviously just these right here. And it's kind of like a breakfast replacement, but it's kind of like, I mean, it's basically like hot chocolate. It kind of tastes that way. It's better with milk, which I probably won't have a lot on trail, but I've had it with water and it's not too bad either. What I'll probably do is make one of these in the morning, and I might couple it with a protein bar, or I might couple it with an envelope or two of oatmeal, something like that. And that's going to be my breakfast, at least starting out on trail. I have another kind of catch-all bag right here. I've got some Taster's Choice coffee envelopes in here. I'll probably mix one of these with the Carnation Essentials, and it's kind of a coffee-flavored hot chocolate, if you will. It tastes pretty good. I've got some packets of almonds right there. I've got about 3 packets of almonds in here, as well as some honey stingers. You can see right there, I've got 3 cookies and cream honey stingers in there. And I've also got some sauces back here, just in these little bitty packets, which are pretty cool. Found them at Walmart for, I think, about $1 a piece. So depending on what I'm eating, I might put some sauce in it to kind of spice it up a little bit. So this is kind of my snack bag. Beyond that, just have my titanium Tokes long-handled spoon with the polished bowl right here. So that's what I have currently packed in my food bag. Like I said, that'll last me the first 3 to 4 days. The plan right now is to stop in Neal's Gap, which is also considered mountain crossings. There's an outfitter there, and they offer pretty nice resupply. That's probably where I'll do my first resupply on trail, is right there at Neal's Gap, coming down off Blood Mountain. So that'll be either day 3 or day 4 for me on the trail. So I'll go in there and I'll just kind of see what they have to offer. Maybe some of the same things, maybe some different options. And I'll basically resupply again. So I'm going to plan my resupplies utilizing the Far Out app. For those who hike or backpack, you might be familiar with the Far Out app. The Far Out app is a great tool to take a look at the actual route that you're hiking on the AT and be able to plan accordingly based on how many days between trail towns where you can go in and get a resupply. In terms of resupplying, sometimes the trail actually goes right through a town where you can catch a resupply. Other times you will have to either catch a hitch or work on a shuttle driver to get you from wherever you're at on the trailhead to the nearest resupply point or the nearest town. Each town's going to be different. Some towns might have a Dollar General. Sometimes they might have a Walmart Supercenter, Food Lion. Just kind of depends on what area you're in as far as what type of resupply you might be able to get. But we're definitely going to have to stop every few days to recharge our electronic devices, potentially take a shower, do our laundry, do the food resupply. So it's sometimes I'm sure we'll utilize a hostel to enable us to get everything kind of caught back up. Good thing about a lot of the hostels is they will actually come pick you up at a specific trailhead and give you a ride back to the hostel. They'll also oftentimes run a shuttle into town for the resupply, maybe even to get some dinner. As well as a lot of them now have actually some items available for purchase where you can do your resupply right there at the hostel and just pay them instead of going into town or buying it from a Walmart or whatever. So there's definitely going to be options, but like I said, we'll be using the Far Out app to kind of gauge a lot of that. And it's going to be important for us to know how many days of food we're going to need on our backs to get to the next resupply point. So it really couldn't be much easier these days with all the technology advancements that are out there. The Far Out app seems very intuitive and user-friendly and current. So literally you can pull up a certain spot on the trail, whether it be a trailhead or a hostel or a campsite or a shelter, drill down into that specific item and see current information from other hikers or backpackers that are out there and what day they were there and what they reported. So super useful, and that's what we're going to be using a lot while we're out there. So I don't have any concerns. This has kind of been long-winded, but this is my initial food plan, and kind of how I'm going to plan accordingly moving up trail is just by using that Far Out app, getting into various towns as we need to along the trail, and getting more food in our packs and moving on up the trail. So I'm sure my palate and my taste buds are going to change along the trail. I don't expect to be eating ramen noodles every day for the entire trail. I'll eat them frequently because I kind of enjoy them at this point, but I'm sure things are going to change as I, continue to get further and further down the trail. So I'll continue to update on various meals as I change things as we get started, but it's almost time. We got about 2 more days before we hop in the car and head on down. So things are getting exciting, starting to bring everything together, and getting a few of these videos caught up. And I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you wouldn't mind, I'd appreciate you liking the video. Leave a comment. If you're not subscribed yet, I'd appreciate you subscribing. Hit that notification bell and all that kind of stuff. That helps the algorithm, gets more folks to come along and follow the page. Got a lot more content coming up, better content, and it's going to be fun. So thanks again for stopping by, and we'll talk soon.